Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this long overdue info session that we should have had with all of you possible DLA8 cohort members. And we've also got some alumni in the group as well. Can you guys just like throw up an emoji or something, like just to show me that you're in the room, please? Yay. It's like hard sometimes because you feel like you're speaking to yourself. Welcome. Yay. I love it. Okay. So today is not a long session. What we're basically going to be doing is giving you all the information that we can regarding what you could get out of joining DLA8, which is closing on Sunday at midnight. And then we've got a couple of people to give you some inside info as well. And then we want to open the floor to you guys so that you can ask the questions that can guide you and help guide your process. But in the room with me, I've got one of my colleagues, Avuzwa. Do you want to just say hi?
Hi, everyone. My name is Avuzwa, and I work with the DLA project. Let me show my face. Sorry about that. Some of you guys know me. I also know a few people from the industry. So lovely to see you in the info session. I hope you applied, and yeah, I'm hoping for a great programming session.
Perfect. I realized I didn't introduce myself. My name is Lodi Matatela. I'm the program manager at Digital Labs Africa, as well as Fagugesi. It's all one family. And I think those who were able to actually attend the festival understand why we make it one big family, because everybody benefits from the festival, and we benefit from being able to help people get a leg up in the industry. So we're not going to take too long, because I really want to leave a large part of this conversation open to the people who are in the room right now, who are not, who have questions, who haven't applied yet, who are thinking about it and don't know if it is worth their time. And obviously it's worth your time. And we'll just get going. So what we want to do today is basically talk about DLA, Digital Labs Africa, its overview, its origins, its how it started, and then the difference between bootcamp and acceleration. Then I want to go into frequently asked questions, like just a few things around applying, what to expect, what we expect of you, what will likely get your project accepted, and then we've got in the room with us some DLA7 alumni, as in some cohort members from both Acceleration and Bootcamp from 2024, who are going to just be speaking about their experience at DLA. And I think it's better you hear from your peers and they can tell you, their process in applying, what they thought DLA was, what it is, what they got out of it, and just to encourage you guys to basically apply. And after that, we're going to have a Q&A in which Avuzo and I will open up, and we will open up the space for you guys to be able to pose questions and give us like what's hindering you, what's stopping you from proceeding. And then hopefully we can change your mind about, don't worry, that's not a big deal, do this and apply. Okay. So if you don't know, Digital Lab Africa was founded by the Institut Français, but it is now at home, as it should have been, at Timilogong Precinct, inside our digital content hub, where the team that runs the festival as well as runs DLA as well. And we run many other little projects as well. So it's our big incubation program. It's an incubation program that is meant to accelerate as well as give a leg up to individuals in the bootcamp. If you haven't registered a company yet and you don't know what to do, maybe you're just starting out, bootcamp is for you. And then it is meant to accelerate digital entrepreneurs and give them a foot in the global industry, which in turn helps build our industry. And so we work one project, one cohort at a time. DLA is very specifically African, it is Pan-African, and it is open to everyone on the continent, no matter what language. So we usually have a large French presence in our group as well, given the origins of DLA, but it is Pan-African. And we work with everybody. And while I may not be speaking in English and French or even Swahili right now, we do try to make sure that we accommodate people, especially when we get into acceleration, where we're working with individuals and their projects, then we're able to match them with people that are either French speaking or like people that you are comfortable working with. So we do that. And I've also will explain the extent to which the acceleration program works, because it was also much larger and broader, in the same way that bootcamp is also much larger and broader. But acceleration specific in that it is geared at growing a handful of companies. So DLA is a springboard for African. It has 2 tiers. We have a boot camp, which is an incubation, and it's like it's basically a starter boot camp for people that are trying to figure out whether they want to join the digital creative arts or not. So you could have somebody that has done graphic design, or maybe they're a fine artist and they're beginning to play in the digital space and they are not sure what it'll take for them to actually work in it rather than just play in it. Joining one of our cohorts in bootcamp will allow you to do that. Acceleration is actually the next step from bootcamp, in which you will find we are able to recognize people that are ready and have got projects that are ready to be taken on by specific mentors so that they can go to market. And by go to market, Avozo will explain later, it means actually being able to attend festivals with pitch decks and work that is ready to be viewed by possible investors and funders. That's what we mean. So, okay. This was the 6-month. Bootcamp is a 6-month program that provides foundational skills and introduces participants to digital arts ecosystem. Basically, in the 6 months that we have a bootcamp, we organize a program that is actually led and inputted by the actual group of individuals that are chosen to participate in bootcamp. And they then guide us as to what are the things that they feel like they need assistance with or guidance with. We also, based on what we've done previously, add to that program and add elements that allow the individuals to gain just some idea of what their next step in their career is going to be. And so last year we had, I think we had 12 sessions. We had 8 sessions with speakers that came and spoke to the group as a whole, from anything between music and licensing to AI in the world, because obviously AI was one of those hot topics and that's what the guys wanted to talk about. And so we had, he's actually a postdoctoral fellow right now, speak to us about AI and then many other things in between. And then we also had breakout sessions in which people in the various art forms were able to engage on their topic. So I'll just go into the various art forms here, if I can find them. Right, so the art forms are immersive media, cross-sector music, which speaks to digital music. So we're not looking for live musicians necessarily. We're looking for people who are working in the digital space, video games, digital art, and digital animation. Now, it means that the origins, for instance, in digital art, the origins of your work have to start in a computer or software. So while it may be at your hand, the whole point is that we're looking at people who are really playing in the space. With all these art forms, for bootcamp, we will be looking for people who work in all of these. So we want anybody who's doing XR, music, game development, digital arts, and digital animation. The difference between bootcamp and acceleration is that in acceleration, we are only looking for people in XR, video games, and animation. And Avuzo will go into those details. So this slide where we're saying what it is, the art forms that we do use are these 5 for bootcamp and only 3 of them for acceleration. Now, we are looking, normally we take on, and if there aren't enough skilled people for the group, it doesn't have to be, but we take a maximum of 10 students or creators. It's actually not even students, it's creators, people who are working. Some people are working as software engineers and they're looking to become game developers. So we take 10 people per art form, a maximum of 10 people per art form for bootcamp. Like I said, so it makes it 50 young African creatives in digital art making across the continent. That's what it would entail. They can be doing anything in video games, animation, XR, immersive, as well as music and visual arts. In it, we get peer mentoring and program development. They are encouraged to develop a project that we would then consider to either participate in the pitch at Fagugesi, because we have a pitching forum there, or as a possible project for acceleration. So if you use the being part of bootcamp right, you should get an automatic selection into acceleration. It would start in February 2025, and the program would work anytime from April to July, where we're having weekly sessions with guest speakers as well as breakaway sessions. So so these are just some photos of the last cohort that we had. We had some amazing speakers come in. And I wish I could play one of the videos from you, but it's really exciting. And I try to make sure that it's tailored and speaks to what it is people need. But I'm going to hand over to Avuzwa now to tell us about acceleration.
Thank you, Lodi. Okay, hi everyone, to those that are joining us. So should I just take over this,
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll share.
If you want, you can tell me which slide to move. I can move for you since I'm sharing. Yeah.
Okay. So the DLA acceleration, it's an 8-month program. So what we offer with acceleration, it's very niche. It's very small. It's not like bootcamp. It goes through. So what happens with DLA is after you guys have done applying, we go through a shortlisting phase, and then we also go through an adjudication phase with industry experts. This is where they pick the finalists for our DLA acceleration in video games, XR, and animation. And then this is an 8-month program with us. Please go to the next slide, lady. So who is it for? It's for individuals or companies. If you have an existing studio or animation studio, an XR studio, or you've already have a company in digital arts, then this is for you. If you have also a prototype or you almost done with your project, or it's a playable version of your project, that's what you can get to apply with. How it goes with DLA acceleration is there's master classes, but then we also have mentorship sessions that are specific to the needs of your project. So wherever you may be in your project, if you do have a prototype, for instance, I'll use gaming. If you already have your prototype in gaming, it's playable, but it's obviously not a finished product for you to publish. We normally take a look into the project itself, and we invite the industry expert, and then we get to see where you lack in your project. But also, this is in communication with you and your guys at your company, to find out where you guys are lacking. In that way, we are able to find you a mentor that is going to be able to then assist and prepare you for pitching. Like Lodi said, you get to have a fully developed pitch for what's to come, for market access, for funding, for more funding, or if you know, or just attending a market where it will inspire you to continue moving on with your project. There's also production support from our side, and then when we've selected our finalists, they get to be announced just now in, I think, end of February to March. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, market opportunities. I just want to have a disclaimer here, T's and C's apply, but normally these are the market opportunities for our daily acceleration. Under animation, we've got summer school, train the trainer, which I think happened just not so long ago with Mulo Studio here at Mulokong, with the French as well. And Goblin, this is one of the best animation school in Europe. And then there's also DFM co-finance pitch. And then there's KTIF, and there's Road to NSC. And Road to NSC, it's usually the South African candidates under animation, but we do also welcome, should you be part of our daily acceleration, we are always open to assisting you getting funding to join the team for RTAO to NSC. And then for video games, we have the Fagukesi Dala Corner Arcade, which is where you get to showcase the games that you've made throughout the year. It's an opportunity. There's always funders, there's always testers that come into the arcade. So it's quite a great opportunity for you. And then there is also Fagukesi Pitchathon. This is also live. This is live. So it's not just in the festival and the people that are in the festival, but everybody gets to see. They might have not been able to attend the festival, but they can catch you live. So there's that. And then there's Africa Games Week attendance. This is a video games conference, or yeah, I'd like to say it's a conference because it's not a festival. It brings together the creatives, the video game developers and investors. So it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both where we focus more on what's happening in the industry and the business side of gaming. But there's also showcases, there's pitches that happen at Africa Games Week. So it's quite a great conference to attend. And then there's Comic-Con Africa Johannesburg. This is also, I think this is for people that just love gaming and you just a geek. That's the place for you. But there's also market opportunities there as well, outside of all the fun things that we do at Comic-Con. And then of course there's a residency as well. This is also T's and C's apply with the residency. For instance, if you are somewhere in, let's say you're coming from Ethiopia, and you have the opportunity to attend Africa Games Week, or you'd love to attend Africa Games Week, we in the team are always open to assisting you in getting funding, whether you might need a letter from us, and all those type of things to kind of assist you to get into these places. And then for XR, we've got the Fagukesi residency. And then this is where we pair you up with also, well, I think it also depends on projects sometimes, but I know the residency that we're currently running right now, it's the same as pairing you up. So after we've done your acceleration, it's more of another phase where we'll pair you up with an industry expert that's going to assist you to then further your project. And then we've got the Pitchathon, of course. And then we've got the ITFA residency. This is one of our partners. You get to attend the ITFA
International Documentary Festival in Amsterdam.
Yeah, thank you, Lodi. And then we've also got the KIK Festival attendance as well.
Yes, and the kick is in Brussels, in Belgium. It's a new partner that we've just started working with, and we were able to actually exhibit Nasha Skota, who's one of Nasha was actually not even acceleration, correct, Avuzwa?
Yeah,
She
she
was
was
boot camp.
boot camp.
She was boot camp, but managed to develop her project so far that all of last year she basically had just got into acceleration. She did all the things that an acceleration project would have done. So there are a lot of possibilities here. All of these are opportunities for us for you to engage with the industry if we can tell as a group that you are actually ready, that your project is ready, and that we should help you get to people to sit in front of the right people to help get your project funded. But we also help you get prepared for these festivals. So we don't just say, oh, you're attending what is it, DFM co-financing, and that you're just attending ITFA. We sit down with you and we mentor you and we take you through what could be expected, what your expectations are versus what the reality might be, where you need to have agency and be active and come out of yourself and not be shy and like just try is what acceleration is about. So I see some of the DLA7 alumni joining the call. So, but I'll let you continue, Avuzwa.
Oh, okay. So I think these are some of the opportunities that we unlock. I've just mentioned them. It's local and international markets. It's funding, investment opportunities, industry events and conferences, and collaborations and networking opportunities. I think this was our cohort from last year at DFM. I think that was at KIC and Africa Games Week. And I think that's also Africa Games Week. Next slide, please. This is Nashe. She then won the residency to ITFA. And yeah, she has an amazing project. It's I think she's refining it as we speak, so it's really amazing. Yeah. Next slide, please. I think that's it.
That's it. So we'll go into so I just want to get into testimonials now, because I think it's good you hear from your peers what they got out of this and what how they can encourage you basically to participate. So in the chat, we've got Mahmoud from Egypt, we've got Promise from Nigeria, we've got Njogu from Kenya, we've got Gerald from Zimbabwe, and Neo from South Africa. We are touching every single corner of the continent is what I wanted to do. So I'm gonna stop presenting, and I just want I hope we have people from each corner of the continent. Is there anybody here who's joining us from East Africa? Yes, well, do an emoji or something. Lazy lot. And Mutoni, yes, perfect. Okay, have we got, and I'm crossing fingers here, have we got anybody joining us from West Africa? Other than Promise, Promise, you have to use an emoji, girl. You know how it works. Yay. This group is actually smaller than our boot camp sessions normally. And then obviously we've got people from Southern Africa. If you're from Southern Africa, please let yourself be known. And then anybody from North Africa. Mahmoud, I think it's just you, brother. Thank you for the one emoji. So, okay, perfect, guys. I'm going to actually start with the guests that we have. Mahmoud, Njogu, Promise, Nell, as well as Gerald. I don't know if you want to switch on your cameras. And you guys do have some questions that I have posed to you already. But Mahmoud, I'm going to start with you, and I'm actually going to pin you so that everybody can see you. If you can just introduce yourself, where you're coming from, and then just answer the 2 questions that I posed to you that I think will help people understand what the process, what DLA is about. Hi, now, did you have a question? Or were you just putting your hand up? You keep putting your
Oh,
hand up.
no. It's an accident.
Okay, I see you though. Okay, go ahead, Mahmoud.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to see you again, Ludi, Abuzwa, Jugu, and everyone. Thank you for the great introduction about the DLA again. I'm happy to hear about the details that you go through. I start with introducing myself. My name is Mahmoud Hamida, and I am CEO and founder of Samaka Studio, which is an Egyptian animation studio. And I'm co-founder of Egypt's biggest animation festival, which is called Animatics, happening in February. And our studio is mainly focusing on producing high quality and premium animation that is inspired from cultural heritage stories. And when we participated in DLA, we participated with a project called REM, which is Rapid Eye Mystery, and it's a young adults animation show, sci-fi, fantasy, and dark comedy. It had a strong foundation, but it needed refinement to stand out internationally. So with the participation in DLA, it helped us a lot in sharpness the series and the visuals as well. From both sides, the storytelling side and the art direction and the visual development. So I found the DLA very helpful for us because it helped us in the storytelling, especially with the workshops that they provided, and how we turned our narrative to the story to make it more engaging and more concise. It improved the artistic style because it challenged our mind and our thoughts about our own project. So usually when you are creating a project, you see it from your own perspective and you treat it as your own baby and you don't want anyone to mess with it or to say something. So it's very helpful to take feedback from experts, and I believe that everyone in DLA and is making an effort to bring like representatives and professionals to help you to gather that. So yeah, one thing also that helped me is preparing for international events and international pitches as well. So the program helped in preparing the pitch for Annecy Film Festival, to Durban Film Mart. We had a very good feedback on our pitch there. So I really encourage everyone who has like a story or a game development, a game for developing a game or something, to participate. It's really a good program and incubation with lots of opportunities that pushes you. So if you are creating something and you want someone to encourage you to do to like step ahead what your current phase right now, do that, right? I participate in that program, and everyone is really friendly and skilled. I enjoyed the sessions with them, and I personally enjoyed speaking with them, taking feedbacks for them. They are constantly supporting. So I don't want to take more time on that, but I was really happy with the program, and yeah, I would do it again if I had the chance. Thank you.
And I forgot to mention that Mahmoud was actually part of Acceleration, not Bootcamp, hence the attending the different markets. I think it's very interesting that Mahmoud, you are actually running an animation studio, you actually run your own festival, and yet you also found that you gained some insight from being able to participate in DLA and Acceleration, because it's a matter of never being too big to be part of an incubation, because we will find mentors that will meet you where you are in your career and be able to get further ahead. That's why it's Acceleration. So it's not a I'm too big for DLA or I'm too small, I'm not ready. Just get your work and project ready and at a point where we can engage you properly so that we can help you get to the next step. That's really, really what I think if anybody would take anything from your testimony is that you're doing stuff. It's not like you're not working in animation. You literally run a company, run a festival, and you still benefited from it. So that's what I would encourage people to hear. And so thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mahmoud. I'm gonna now go to Njogu, who's joining us 1 hour ahead from Nairobi.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It's nice to see some familiar faces. So yeah, my name is Njogu. I'm here from Nairobi, Kenya.
Can I just
sorry, yes?
Can I ask Avuzwa to pin you so that you are the speaker?
I can't tell what I've been pinned, so just give me the go ahead.
You can actually continue.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
Yes.
So I was saying I'm Njogu from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a creative producer, a director, and a writer. And I've been working primarily in like 2D animation. And I had the honor of being in the DLA Accelerator program last year, which was great. So yeah, I advise everyone, if you can join the Accelerator program or the Bootcamp program, to really be part of it. I think the two most important things that I found was that, one, a lot of the mentors you're engaging with are people in the industry. So you might find that you're struggling to get in touch with people in the industry, but they're your mentors. You'll have producers and writers and directors who are actually giving you this information. So it's a great way to get knowledge from people who are already working in the industry. And then I think the second thing is it's also a really wonderful opportunity to engage with other Africans from across the continent. If I speak for myself, in the recent production we worked on, our rigger was from Nigeria, and we worked with so many people from Kenya, and we want to continue expanding into South Africa. We've now worked in Tanzania. So if you're Pan-Africanist, and I think you have to be particularly in animation, this is a really cool opportunity to meet people from across the continent and network both vertically and horizontally. It's the only way for animation to succeed, Pan-Africanism. So that's my 2 cents, $1, 1 shilling.
We appreciate the shilling. Can you just tell us your process of applying and what you would advise somebody who is planning on putting up their project for Acceleration? What's the one thing that you would do differently this time around?
Oh, that I would do differently. I don't know. I got in, so would I do something differently, Lodi? Wow. Maybe my advice is when you make your pitch deck or your application, please show it to other people. That's something that I do with my colleagues. So don't just wait until the deadline and make the pitch deck and then submit the application. I find it's useful to pitch it to my colleagues, get feedback from them. I show my application to my producer, she puts in her input. And so if you can tap into a wealth of knowledge that is not just you, I find that to be really helpful. And I find that has also been true for many of my other colleagues who've gotten into boot camps and other incubation programs, that it's always the ones who get a second eye and second ear onto the material who tend to succeed. So yeah, just collaborate with other people, even people who are applying. Like maybe you're like two different projects from Kenya are applying, like help each other in your applications. I find that to be really helpful.
That's great advice. That's great advice. I think it's one of the things I definitely encouraged the boot campers is collaboration and being able to engage with their peers. It may be scary, but you have to, and you learn from each other. Thank you so much, Njogu. Mr. I got in, so I wouldn't change a thing. Okay, we're gonna go to Promise in Nigeria right now. Abuzo, if you could please pin Promise. Thank you, Njogu. I think Promise is still here. I saw her just now. Ah, there she is. Yay, Promise. Abuzo's gonna pin you right now. Can you guys hear me? For some reason, I've like gone mute. You can, right? Okay, perfect. Abuzo, can you unpin Njogu? Now they look like they're about to have a conversation. Promise, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I sent you a couple of questions just to speak about your experience in boot camp in particular. I think I should have mentioned that Njogu, like Mahmoud, was part of Acceleration. Promise was actually part of boot camp. How am I going to manage if I can't hear you guys? I might hop off and on the call in a bit because my sound is gone. But Promise, I'm going to hand it over to you. Can you just give us your name and where you're joining us from, and just some pointers answering the questions that I shared with you?
Thank you. My name is Promise Kanibi, and I'm from Nigeria. I stay in the city of Abuja. So I came from the boot camp and DLA program. It was really, really insightful, I must say. I I was selected for the animation cohort, so I do 2D animation, and I was trying to get into um, kind of directing, trying to be a director because I just had the skills for 2D animator. So I wanted to be able to learn how to kind of be able to put all these things together and kind of have connections or links to people, collaborations with people that can work on the same project. So it was that kind of environment where you can meet someone that's good with sound, because we had some joint sessions where we can meet someone next door, not next door, sorry. We could meet someone that has maybe has worked in VR, and somehow you can even link it to, oh, this is my animation. What if I can have someone skilled in this area just to kind of boost. So there was a lot of talk about collaboration and about, you know, that kind of growing together as a community to improve this areas, animation, VR, and visual arts in Africa. So even before I participated in, okay, sorry, let me just quickly check. Okay, I was asked what was I doing before the boot camp? I already mentioned that it was animation. So the I had some skills in animation before participating in the boot camp, but I it kind of boosted like the knowledge I had in different areas. So it helped me to understand what exactly I needed to do to get my a pitch ready for ready to be pitched to people. So we had really, really insightful discussions, workshops on how to prepare your pitch, how to make it ready for, you know, industry events and festivals and all that. Um, I'm also I also picked up a lot of I'm even still working on, you know, speaking, how to how to speak at, because I'm not like very, I used to, or I'm still kind of a bit shy speaking in public and all that. So it kind of, we had some opportunities to, even in class or during the boot camp training, to kind of pitch our different ideas to each other. Many of us shared exactly what we were doing, showed it, like the former speaker just talked about. It's really important when you're able to have like to share your project with someone. Apart from it boosting confidence, um, it also kind of, you have another eye to see, make positive critique, or rather to critique the work, so that you know how to adjust things here and there, and that was a lot helpful for us. So the process of application for boot camp was really it was it was quite straightforward. It's just that I know that I had to do like a lot of making sure that everything was clear and I'm answering exactly the question I'm supposed to answer, removing any irrelevant thing that does not really like boost, does not really, is not really the question that was asked basically. So um, I think I actually applied for the acceleration program because well, I learned from the bootcamp that if your project is not yet at the acceleration phase, do not apply for the acceleration program. But I was lucky enough to get into the bootcamp program, which I learned a lot. And I think this year, I think there's about maybe 4 days more for application. So this year, I think I would love to, because I've really worked on my projects after all the training and all the lessons that we had gone through. So I think that helped us. At least everyone who attended the bootcamp program was able to, like, just because of attendance at the program, you are kind of pushed to improve your project. So that was even one of the biggest benefits, that even some project that you might have shelved or you are not really sure where to continue, you just got insight from different people in the field, and it just kind of, gave you some ideas. It just made you continue. So I really encourage everyone to apply, because you can't lose boot camp, acceleration. You can't lose by applying and by attending these programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Promise. I can actually tell that like you're like, I'm going to speak. I'm not going to be shy. I appreciate you agreeing to do this, and hearing you guys' feedback is actually so encouraging, because there were times that I was like, I don't know if we're doing it right. Are you guys getting what you need? Is it worth your time? And I guess I should have just looked at the attendance. There was like a full class every single time. So I guess it was working. I'm now gonna come all the way down to the south. We've got Mr. Gerald Pakasa joining us from Zimbabwe. And I love what you said, Promise, about it feeling like, oh, this person is next door. One of the things that I was really, really conscious about in the boot camp was that you guys need to lean on each other and need to create community and be able to help each other. Like you need to like Njogu's production is like across several countries in his region. That should be like, it's an easy one. Of course it should be like that. We should be working together. If this industry is so small and we're trying to grow it, why are we not working together? And learning to get feedback from your peers is one of the hardest, but one of the best exercises that you can do for yourself. So we don't have a lot of time. Because I do want to open it up. Thank you so much, Promise. We're gonna go to Gerald Pakasa. If you can pin Gerald, please, Avuzwa. Then we're gonna get Neo, who's gonna close off for us, because like Mr. Njogu, he is an actual Fagugesi winner, a recipient of the Fagugesi Award, and so he can speak to that as well. Gerald, please go ahead. Tell us who you are, where you're joining us from, and your experience with DLA Bootcamp.
Okay, thank you, Lodi. My name is Gerald Bakasa. I am a animator and director, aspiring director from Harare, Zimbabwe. I have founded A small media company, kind of small now, hoping to get bigger in the future. It's called Africas.png. We create visual art and animations to express different kinds of stories that we've been through and things that we've seen, or things that we think might happen. Right now we're working on the New African Project. It's a sci-fi mystery noir inspired animation set in an alternate Africa where everyone is African. So that is the thing that I applied to DLA bootcamp early last year with. I applied in May-ish and I got in. I applied to acceleration actually, and they told me nah, bootcamp, which was very good because I was so not ready for acceleration. Absolutely not. I didn't have a lot of things prepared. We weren't making enough progress. Things were going a bit slow. My time management wasn't amazing. And we didn't have enough people working on the project. It was just me and the writer, which is very difficult to do for the scope of project that we're looking to do. And because of this, I was kind of deluding myself and telling myself, oh, we're doing great, when in fact we were way before where we needed to be. Joining bootcamp and taking advice from Lodi, Eduardo, and all other kinds of people in their fields who know what they're doing, it taught me that you need direction. You need to pick a heading that suits your goals and go in that direction. It taught me important soft skills like time management and networking and connecting with other people and collaborating, because that then allows you to make more and bigger and better things. I couldn't possibly work on the things that I'm working on now alone. I now have a team of students who are also very interested in the art of animation and storytelling. We're about 14 people, and that is way easier for me to now delegate work. We have an environment team, we have a character design team, we have a writing team. We now have sections for this project that we're working on, and it feels like we're making progress. DLA really inspired me to keep doing my best and to keep trying, even though it feels like one step is a bit slow. It inspired me to keep taking those steps. I think Lodi said very early on, progress is the true success. And yeah, that is the thing. I cannot recommend it enough. If you haven't already applied, if you're not applying in the next 4 days, please do. It's literally life-changing. Before DLA was very demotivated. I didn't feel like a creator. And now I introduce myself as an aspiring director because I know what I want to be. I know what I want. And that is invaluable. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. And apply.
Thank you, Gerald. But I think what you're also leaving out is that you actually ended up doing our inaugural summer school, which I'm sure was really inspiring. So it's like, just by virtue of being part of our DLA community, you are then aware of all the other opportunities that come about. So this year we decided with our animation colleagues at Mollo to host the first Goblin summer school at Tshimologong, and Gerald was one of the attendees. It was a small cohort, but very exciting, and people from all over South Africa and all over the world, and a lot of insight gained in just a week. And I'm sure DLA then encouraged you to just be like, let me just take a bus down to Joburg and spend a week there and do so. So the things that even Avuzwa and I may not be aware is happening are actually happening. We just hope that's what we're doing, that we are planting and encouraging and getting you guys to actually move and progress, just participate and create community. So it was really, really good that you did that as well. So one of the things that Avuzwa had and was explaining about acceleration was the summer school that it was the first summer school. We might do a winter one this coming year in collaboration with Goblin, as well as our animation studio and Academy Mollo here at Tshimologong. And so that we might be doing that again. And that one is not closed to bootcamp participants. It's also open to bootcamp participants. and Gerald participated. And you, just listening to you, Gerald, also is inspiring. It definitely inspires me to continue with what we're doing with the program, and it gives me an idea that we are on the right track.
You definitely
So thank you so much for your testimonial. I'm going to now hand it over to Nell, otherwise known as Lyle Bob Bernstein, who also form part of the larger community of DLA and Fagugesi. Avuzo, I don't know if you can see him and you can pin him, but now the other place that you were at was better because we could see you better. Now
Okay,
you're in the dark.
Let me go back there. Just
Perfect. Yay. Okay, so Nell also formed part of the boot camp, and when I was asking some of the alum to join us, I was looking for somebody in Southern Africa, and you know our issues. Gerald had load shedding issues, and I just had a backup, but I also thought now it would be great for you to tell us about what finally made you apply to boot camp, right? And given that you are working already, you know, you're like, and I like that even though you have a profile publicly and all of that, how you benefited from it. But then you also went on to submit one of your projects to our Fagugesi Awards, and it was not in animation, it was in music, and you went on to be the winner. So just tell us a bit about your creative practice, but what you got out of DLA in particular, and then as a result, forming part of our family. Also, I have to mention, Noah was one of our volunteers at our 2023 Fagugesi Festival. So he's really started from the bottom, now we're here. So I'm gonna hand it over to you now.
okay. My name is Neo, otherwise known as Leo Bob Bernstein on the internet, and I'm a self-taught animator from South Africa, Alexandra. And what made me apply to DLA is because I am self-taught. I don't have a lot of information out there, so I jump at any opportunity I get. And I saw DLA and my eyes just, you know, I just had to grab it. And when I finally got into DLA, the information I got, because I learn everything on my own, I don't have structure. And DLA sort of put like a structure to be able to put my project together and to be able to put it out and show people that, hey, this is what I made. You know, I can make all the stuff, but if it's not structured and if it's not cohesive, it's not really useful. It's just ideas. It's gonna confuse a lot of people, and that's what DLA did for me. It put those binders, you know, yeah. It's a wealth of information, and I would recommend it to anyone. Yeah, I would. Yeah, and being part of Fagugesi, that was something else. Because the previous year I started as a volunteer, just sorting out the tables, and then the next year to actually have a project selected and actually win. That was that was crazy. I didn't expect that.
Can we just give it up for Neo? Can we just, everybody, just a round of applause, please? Just a round of applause. Yes.
Yeah, it helped a lot, especially because the award was sponsored. So I got something for the award. You know, it was the validation I needed.
So now I want to know, one of the things you had always hesitated to apply, because we spoke even at the festival 2023, and I said, why are you not applying, what changed in your mind that was like, okay, let me apply? And what was the application process like versus what you thought it was like? Because yes, we do ask a lot of questions, but really it's just to make sure that we have all the info on you so that we can make a decision. Can you tell a person who hasn't done this before what it entails and what made you apply?
I lose. I didn't have anything to lose. My fear was holding me back, and I just went for it. And yeah, that's basically it. I just had to go for it. And yeah.
That's it. It's the overcoming the fear and being like the fear is not worth it.
It's not worth it. There are bigger things out there. I have to, I can't let fear hold me back. No way.
Exactly. But did you apply for acceleration this year?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yay. Okay. We'll see. Perfect. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you to the alum. Thank you, Avuzwa. Thank you, Neo. You can unpin Neo, and I really want to open it up to the people that maybe have questions for both Avuzwa and I who are in the room to answer questions. We ourselves there are frequently asked questions that people ask about the program, like who can apply, how are participants selected, what are the dates, project examples as in bootcamp versus acceleration, and what documents to prepare to upload. But we are running late as well, so we can do that afterwards. I really want to give those that are in a room who want to ask questions an opportunity to ask us directly, and we'll make sure to answer all that other stuff as well. Any questions? Go ahead, TD.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hi, Tsidiso.
My question is for AV, Avuzwa. Hey, AV, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. Good to hear your voice again. My question is, you mentioned T's and C's for the acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious to know what those T's and C's
I'll just use an example of the video game acceleration residency.
Yes.
So with our residency, the T's and C's would fall into us getting funding so that we're able to have a partner to take you to a residency. And so that's where the T's and C's apply, So we still need to get funding to make sure that someone in the video game is able to attend or go into a residency in whichever partner. For instance, our partner last year was Plugin Digital. I think they're still our partner. So we then have to, in our team, find a way and find funds and so on and so forth. Otherwise, there's other ways that we can also make the residency when it comes to fruitation, and if there are funds and so on and so forth. I don't know if I've answered you correctly. And Lodi, you can add some if I've missed something there.
Sorry, Tidi, so what did you say again?
No, I was just asking about the terms and conditions.
Yeah, so the terms and conditions, so basically terms and conditions mean that we ourselves are working with different partners that enable us to be able to get you guys to markets. So it depends on a lot of variables. So it's not a guarantee that even if you're South African, that you will make it to NSC. So I don't know if you saw, Avuzwa had it there, she said, road to NSC, we are able to fund mostly those that are based in South Africa, but then we also help other people, Mahmoud and them, to send letters to their various agencies there to try and raise funds. It's not a guarantee. Nothing is guaranteed because it's also propelled by whether the project is ready, whether we've raised the funds. There are a lot of variables, whether Air France is on board with us this year. But most of the time we're able to come through and we want everybody to attend these festivals. So those are the terms and conditions. Mind you, we have a handful of people that form part of our acceleration. I had like literally, I could count them in one hand. We had 5 projects last year, but we invest so much money into each project because the mentors that they have that are speaking to them and them alone and what their project is about, and preparing it for whatever other markets they could be attending is like a large part of what we do. So that's the largest investment. Is even if you are done with DLA acceleration, your project cannot look like what it did when you first started. It has to have gone through a major evolution and revolution that allows you to enter a room and confidently be able to sell your project, be it XR, animation. And like Njogu said, you're actually then speaking to the individuals that you've been trying to get a hold of all along. And there they are, they're your mentors. Those are the people that you're able to have one-on-ones with, right? So the boot camp is like wide, it's like a lot of stuff, and we're quite general. And then acceleration goes deep, deep. But the deep, deep is not general, it's your project, what you proposed. We bring a mentor that speaks specifically to what TDSO's project is about. Okay, what kind of mentor will work for TDSO's project? It's not just a random person. So it's tailored, and it's like, it's very, very tailored and boutique, if I can say. So the Njogu will tell you the 5 projects that were part of acceleration last year had a lot of attention and consideration to them. The experts that we bring into the room work with them carefully to bring them to the other side. So
okay,
yes.
no, understood. Thank you.
Okay, and then we had Maverick saying, hello, is there a theme one should follow? There's no theme, Maverick, because it's about where you are at in your life. So it's not that we say, oh, the theme for Fagugesi is this, and therefore you must do a project according to that. No, it's not. There's no theme. We're trying to meet you where you are. We want to see what skills you have or what skills you don't have. And then we want to figure out how best we can help you so that when you are done with DLA, you are in a much better space than you were before. And just so that we're clear, guys, we don't have 4 days left. We basically have 2 days because today's Friday. Friday is almost done. You've got 2 days to submit to DLA. So get your portfolio ready. Jock, Michelle, I hope I'm saying your name right there. Do you have a question? You raised your hand.
Yeah, yes. Hi everyone. Yeah, you pronounced my name perfectly fine. Thank you very much for that. So this is Michelle Jock from Cameroon, and my question is for the Digital Lab Africa team. So I want to know when we can expect the results for both the acceleration program and the bootcamp to be published. And thanks a lot for the amazing work you people do.
Thank you, Jock. I'm going to the timelines now so that I'm gonna start sharing, and then Avozo, you can talk us through this as well.
Sure. So as soon as we close our application, we do a shortlisting, and once you're shortlisted, we'll send you an email right around at the end of January or so, and then we go through the adjudication phase and selection with the judges, and then you should know if you're an accelerator finalist by mid-February, and then we do our announcements as well in that same month, and then in March, May, June, the program commences for both bootcamp and acceleration.
Can you see, Jock, on the screen that I'm sharing our timelines?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. So we don't, especially for acceleration, we bring in experts to help us decide, so that it's a transparent process, especially acceleration, because we spend so much money on the kind of incubation and mentorship that we tailor to each project, that we bring in experts to help us decide. It's not just us internally choosing. And mind you, even for bootcamp, there is because you want to create a certain bar of conversation and communication happening within the group. So just because you're a digital music producer and they're like maybe only 10 applications that we received, then that cohort will only consist of the 3 top people of those applications, because there's a standard to be set and there's an output and engagement that is expected of those people, it's not a free for all. So if we don't have the right amount of people, then we just don't do that. We're not gonna spend energy on people that are not quite ready yet. We want commitment. So apply. If you don't think you're ready for acceleration, apply to bootcamp. I have to say, acceleration is very we're quite specific in what we're looking for. There has to be some demonstration of work done. I'll come to you, Maverick, just now. So like, who applies? We want people from across the continent to apply to DLA. We want people that are residing on the continent. So it's not just Africans, it's people that are citizens, that are African citizens that are living on the continent right now who are eligible to apply. It is a remote process. Perhaps one day we'll get to a point where DLA is moving to various regions, but for now it's a remote process. How are the participants selected? As I've also explained, we get a jury involved to help us make the selection, and there is a criteria that we use. And if you don't meet that criteria, even if there might be only one person that we end up selecting, we'd rather do that, because it's about the caliber of individuals that we engage with. Not only that, it's also about being able to tell whether the individual is ready to participate in something like this or not, and whether they'll benefit, you know? Like, as in, are they ready to hear what it is we are to share with them, and will they benefit from them? The dates that we spoke of now, so we close the applications now on Sunday, so please share or apply. Then we start the adjudication process, and then we start to notify the individuals throughout February when we're doing announcements, and then we start the program in May, but we're also figuring out what the program will be with the input from the participants in March as well. This last program in 2024 went until July, I think. I kept trying to finish, but some of the speakers were not available, and so we ended up moving it to the end of July, so it went a little longer. Project examples, bootcamp versus acceleration. So as we explained before, in bootcamp, what we want is for you to demonstrate that you have been trying, you're actually playing within, say, animation, music, game development. You are starting out, and it will be evident in the work that you share with us. In acceleration, you cannot show us that you're starting out. You actually have to show examples of some completed works. Perhaps you've been through another incubation program. Perhaps you have exhibited somewhere else, and now you have another project that you are trying to get to market and get completed, and you need guidance with. And so there's a big difference there. 2, I am just playing with 2D animation. 2, I have a 1-minute short 2D animation that I screened at my local film festival, and we did this, that, and that, and that. There's a slight difference in that. And I don't know if you noticed, based on what some of the guys said, the difference is agency versus I'm not sure what to do. What am I to do? And then, oh, this is how to do it, and you get it there. So sometimes you'll find there's actually isn't a difference in the talent. It's the work or the progress that has been done between somebody in bootcamp and somebody who's in acceleration. What documents do you need to prepare to upload? I'm going to answer that question shortly, but I'm going to let Avuzwa answer Maverick and Bonolo's questions in the meantime.
What were the
Bonolo?
questions again?
They haven't asked them. Maverick said, if I apply for acceleration, but it turns out I need I need bootcamp. Will I be transferred to bootcamp, or is it better to apply to both? You will automatically have the opportunity to join your bootcamp cohort if you don't make it into acceleration. So yes, that is the option. And in fact, in the application process, you have a place where you can click to say, yes, please consider me for the bootcamp cohort. And then Bonolo has a question.
Hi. So I'm a South African citizen, right? But I'm not
Yes.
living in my country right now.
Where are you living?
I'm living in Asia.
One of the it's a stipulation that we have, that you have to be residing on the continent, and I think it speaks mostly to acceleration.
Yeah, it speaks to mostly acceleration.
And bootcamp?
Go ahead, Avozo.
Oh no, I was going to say, actually, for bootcamp, maybe it's something that we can discuss for bootcamp if it's possible. I don't see how. I don't know, because I'm just thinking of what if it's a Nashe situation where her project is that good, but now she's not living in South Africa and we have to accelerate her, you know?
So what we would do is we would prioritize, Bonolo, individuals that are based in South Africa, and it would be something we would have to consider. It's not, I mean, a lot of these rules, yes, are hard and fast to make it fair for everyone, but we really are about making sure that everybody gets a chance and benefits from what we're doing. So I would apply, and we can take it from there. But if we find that our cohort is full with individuals that are based on the continent, that's where we would start and show preference. But I won't say no for now. But that the rule is that we are looking to help individuals that are based on the continent right now.
Gosh, guys, my blood is green, guys. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, I was just going to add that for acceleration, someone was asking about documentation and stuff. Just to highlight, please make sure that you update or upload a passport that is not going to expire anytime soon. Like, your passport needs to be up to date. Like, please, 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 please. We've had a lot of troubles with, like a participant with a passport, but it's expired and now there's a residency and then it's a whole thing. So please make sure that your passport is up to date if you're applying for acceleration.
Perfect. So, like I was talking about, what documents you're going to be expected to upload. You're going to be expected to upload basically a project, a document, a pitch deck, or a resume that is giving us an idea of the work that you've done. You will be expected to write a motivation or do a video of yourself, just motivating as to why you want to be part of DLA. So you can do it in text or video. You are going to, obviously with the project, you do a little blurb, always a synopsis, as well as the project name. The uploading, make sure that it's not more than 10 megabytes, the pitch decks that you've got. The image of yourself, not more than 10 megabytes, and then the portfolio, not more than 20 megabytes. So decrease the file size if you can, but there are those of you who are smart enough to be uploading links to your works that are online. I'll answer your question just now, Bonolo, I see. And it's actually a very simple answer. Then the bootcamp project as well, make sure you have a portfolio, no more than 10 megabytes to upload. Have these documents ready for you to be able to upload. Acceleration is similar. You need to write a motivation, 1,000 words, in which you explain why you feel like you should be included or selected bootcamp, your video as well, talking about yourself, no more than 100 megabytes, no more than 3 minutes long, project details, and obviously if you've done a pitch deck on your project, you've already got blurbs that you're just copying and pasting and putting there. And if you've done this enough times, you are actually fine. So the easiest answer for you, Bonolo, is the person that doesn't get picked is a person that is obviously in the work that they've presented. It is evident that they're not ready to benefit from whatever program we could put together. As in, you're not ready. You've not done enough work on your own. You're not ready. You've not developed this project enough to possibly for us to put in the kind of money and effort that we do to get it to market. You're just not ready. And the work will speak for you. It's important that you guys understand that your work speaks for you. Your work demonstrates where you are in your, oh my goodness, it's almost 3 o'clock. We're going to stop just now, but your work speaks for you and already says whether you're ready for bootcamp or acceleration. And we try to no child left behind type of thing. So really, when you are applying for acceleration and we find that you are good enough to join the bootcamp, then we will let you know that we think you're better off in bootcamp. But if not, we will tell you that unfortunately your project is neither ready for acceleration or bootcamp. Yeah, guys, this has been amazing. It's been a nice way to start the year speaking to you guys, because you're getting me excited about what we're going to be busy with this year as well. Any last questions before we close off? Avozwa, do you have one last thing to add? Is there anything that I've left out maybe?
No, I think we've covered everything. I mean, we are open. Please email, especially now in the weekend. If you're not sure, we're open to assisting, and we're open to assisting even after DLA. So yeah, open policy. Our doors are open.
Open door policy, as in Avozwa and I will be trying to answer questions over the weekend just to make sure that people are applying. That's what we want. What we want is a nice, juicy cohort, as our former creative director would have said. We want a juicy cohort to work with. You guys inspire us. So if you're not bringing the stuff, the good stuff, we are not, able to meet you halfway as well. So that's what we want, really. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I just want everybody to show their face if you can. I always like to see the people that I'm talking to. Hey, Gerald. Bonono, they're in Asia. Asia, a whole continent. You're in a whole continent. And Jock, thank you. Did you say you're joining us from Cameroon, Jock?
Yeah.
Bienvenue.
Merci beaucoup.
Jogu's in the dark now. Guys, just switch on your camera quickly.
Yeah, the ring light needs to turn on.
Yay. Hey, everyone. Felix, where are you joining us from?
Nigeria. From Nigeria.
Where in Nigeria?
Lagos, Nigeria.
Ah, perfect. We've got Abuja and Lagos in the house. Ife. Maverick, no webcam. Easy, Victor. Lazy Lot. You guys have me saying the weirdest names all the time. I'm like, how I know this is bootcamp. I'm calling people PNGs. Gerald has got his name for the first time. Sandile, you can't show us your face. I just want to say hi to everyone. Hi and goodbye.
Bye.
I promise you did so good. Thank you for speaking. Okay, I just want a ton of hearts. If you can just press on the heart emoji, I'd really, really appreciate it. And yes, there we go. And I wish you guys luck, those that have not applied. Please apply. Please apply. We need you guys. And we want to grow this industry across the continent. That is our one objective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Perfect, perfect. And that's it from Avuzwa and I. Avuzwa, is that it? Is that everything? Yes, perfect. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good luck to those who apply.
Bye.
Bye.
All the best.